Hello everyone, this is King Darius from Flirpap.com, and I'm doing a review on Lil Wayne's Carter 4. It's his fourth album in the Carter series. Um, Honestly, I was, brought here from, Jake, the president of Flirpap, and he wanted to know my input on it, and so I'm gonna give it. First, I'm gonna just talk about the Carter 4 and its hypeness and how it even started off. The Carter 3 was a success, a big success. Everyone was waiting for it for a while, and so when it came out, it was praised. It was a very great album, one of his best. But the hype of Carter 4 was yet, to be, conveyed. And so when he started talking about the Carter 4 and its release coming soon, he came out with a mixtape called Sorry for the Wait. I will say this, a lot of people will argue that Sorry for the Wait was even better than Carter 4. Me personally, it's a mixtape. It's Sorry for the Wait. It had great songs on it, don't get me wrong. I would name a few, but honestly, I kind of just browsed through it. I listened to a few of the songs, maybe more than 4 or 5 times. I have the CD, but it was a mixtape, and I just wanted to get the feel of what Sorry for the Wait was about. But it was good. Now, I will say this, the hype of Carter 4, it was a big deal because everybody was like on it. Everyone was on Lil Wayne's dick about, wanting it to come out. And as far as how I felt about the CD and the album, once it finally came out, I felt like it was masterfully put together. Lil Wayne still got it. He's still in the game. A lot of people question whether Lil Wayne could still do it, whether he still had the talent or whatnot. But see, I argue and debate that I feel that other people have taken from his style and added to their style his influence to rap as a whole. He brought a different style, a more diverse and abstract style. His voice is different. The way he uses his metaphors is different. The way he composes his music is different. So a lot of people saw that style and they was really into it, and so they took from it and they added to their style. And I feel like Lil Wayne is still a composer and still an entrepreneur into the actual hip hop realm. And he's still the king to me. He's still one of the best. I really enjoy him. Now I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite songs or favorite tracks on the actual Carter 4. To name a few, one's called She Will, which is featuring Drake. You have Up, Up and Away. You also have So Special, which is featuring John Legend. You have Mirrors, which is featuring Bruno Mars. You have President Carter, and you have It's Good. If I'm not mistaken, I think It's Good is actually featuring Jadakiss and Drake. But She Will is the first track. That was actually the track, the first time I ever heard it, a guy on campus drove past with it bumping, and I'd never heard it before. And I was like, what is that? And I heard Drake. I'm not a Drake fan, I'm gonna be honest, but the chorus is so catchy. You have to listen to it. It's a really good song. I really like She Will. It was a great song. So I asked the guy, once he parked, I chased him down. I had class. I was 5 minutes late for class to find out what the song was. I chased the guy, and I'm like, hey, what was that you was listening to? That he was just playing. He was like, oh, it's called She Will. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know it was part of Carter 4 by then. I just knew it was called She Will. So as soon as class was over, I went to the computer lab and looked it up, She Will, and it said Carter 4 exclusive. And I was like, what? It's a Carter 4 song. So it was a really good song. One of my favorite lines was, what goes around comes around like a hula hoop. Karma is a bitch. Just make sure that bitch is beautiful. I love that line because it makes sense. It's one I use in life a lot. Because, people are always talking about karma and if you do right, right will follow you and all this stuff. I'm always like, well, karma's a bitch, so just make sure that bitch is beautiful. What goes around comes around. And it's influential. And Lil Wayne's known for a lot of his metaphorical quotes that people can use in everyday life, something a lot of rappers you can't do. You have a bunch of rappers that they have good metaphors, good lines, good quotes, but they're not quotes you can use in everyday life. They're not something you can take out of the context of the song and actually apply it as conversation. Lil Wayne, you can. And it's good stuff. Another track I like was Up, Up and Away. One of my favorite lines, he said, ain't this a bitch? I just saw my bitch kiss a bitch. You're lucky I don't kill your ass, but you can still get pistol whipped. I really like that line because he says, you're lucky I don't kill your ass. And a lot of people, you don't think about kill your ass, it just sounds simple. But then he said, you're lucky I don't kill your ass, but you can still get pistol whipped. Because kill your ass, you know what I'm saying? That means he could, shoot your ass or however you want to think. But if you got beatings when you was a kid, you know that your parents would kill your ass, you know what I'm saying? But he said you can still get pistol whipped. And it's just a play on words, but I really like how he, associated kill your ass and pistol whipped, like getting your ass whipped with a pistol or stuff like that, or whipped in general. And then I also like when he said skinny jeans, red Vans, Scully on, money long, her mouth is like my house, so I guess you can say I'm coming home. I really like that because, he was like, her mouth is like my house. And if you know what I'm coming home, it's pretty much saying like, he's giving head to her and he's coming in her mouth. Yeah, it's a little X-rated. I'm sorry, females, but it's the truth. Lil Wayne's that dude. That's how he is. He's a beast. He's a dog. He's a motherfucking problem. Okay, you're a Google. It's a Google to a goblin. Carter 3. But he's just that guy. So, it's just good shit. So, I really like that line. It was, kind of vulgar in a very clean, vague way. He cleaned it up, but oh well, it's a good line. I liked it. Another thing I liked was So Special, featuring John Legend. The chorus was very catchy, and honestly, it was a feel-good song. It was just one of those songs, you heard it, and you just liked it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a John Legend fan, like I am, he plays the piano, I play the piano, and he has a nice voice. I don't, but I like his voice, and I like his music. The chorus was really catchy. Honestly, the song it didn't really have any, like, metaphors that were, like, really, that you could take and hold, that were like tangible to you. But the song itself is just a feel-good song. It's one of them songs you cut on, you can ride to it, you know what I'm saying? And it just feels good to listen to, keeps you in a good mood. And the same goes for Mirrors. Mirrors didn't really have much that he said, but one part that I really loved about Lil Wayne that he answered was when after Bruno Mars said, mirror on the wall, Lil Wayne was like, MJ taught me that. And I loved how he gave respect to Michael Jackson to one of his most famous songs, Man in the Mirror. Now, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, you know Man in the Mirror, you know what I'm saying? And Lil Wayne makes a statement in his line where he says, looking at the man in the mirror on the wall, and then you hear Bruno Mars, and here we go again, and then he's like, MJ taught me that. And I really like how he applied that in the song, gave respect to Michael Jackson, one of the greatest musicians ever. There will never be another Michael Jackson or anybody close to Michael Jackson. One of the best, R.I.P. So, that's good stuff. President Carter, another track that I really loved. I would give a certain line for this song if I could quote the whole song, but I can't. I can't quote the whole song because, it's one of his most perfect pieces on the Carter 4. It's the most complete. It has his best delivery, metaphors, and his vocabulary. Altogether, it's just one of his best on the whole album. And I really enjoyed the President Carter, especially the ending. I'm not going to tell it to you because those who might not have heard it yet, listen to the ending where he's giving like his speech as if he's the president. It's deeper than what it seems. Listen to it about 3 times. You'll really enjoy it. I would say it, but I'm going to let you have that chance to, get that. So, look it up. Another song I really like, It's Good. I really like, him, Jadakiss, and Drake. They went at it on it. Drake's was actually effective. Jadakiss, I love his up north accent, so I love how his line sounded pretty aggressive and very passionate. He had that up north sound. I like the up north sound, other than Jay-Z. But the only thing about Jadakiss and Drake's, theirs was kind of watered down, and then Lil Wayne kind of went in hard. But one of my favorite lines when he said, I lay him down, Tempur-Pedic, this shit's a game of chess, you niggas think it's cleavage. That's one of my favorite punch metaphorical lines on this album. I love the chess cleavage reference that he used, because he was talking about the game of chess, but he made a reference to cleavage as in chess that ended in a T and not 2 S's. And I just love his play on words. Being a poet, you kind of feel for that. And it's good stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, Lil Wayne's not a perfect artist. The Carter 4 wasn't perfect either. Some things that I didn't like was his repetitiveness on his meaning of F is for, etc. He's always talking about some F is for this or F is for that, and Wheezy F, baby, and the F is for such and such. It gets played out. I'm a beast, I'm a dog. That gets played out. His reference to karma and how life is a bitch. So, he's always talking about, so I'm a dance with her, or, make sure the bitch is beautiful. It's overused and played out now. You know, one thing I am glad is that he didn't use auto-tune in this album. God, it's not for him. It's just not. You know, certain things just Lil Wayne just has to give up. The rock and roll, great attempt, not successful. But I mean, he tried. So I'll give it to him a C+ for effort, because you suck. You can't do rock and roll. Just leave that to Led Zeppelin and, you know, fucking, you know, Jimi Hendrix and all them motherfuckers. You know, because you're not there. But I can't really say whether I prefer this over Carter 3, because it's been a while since I listened to some songs from the Carter 3. But I will say that Carter 3 was more influential when it came out than Carter 4. So I guess Carter 3 would beat it out. It's arguable that Carter 3 and Carter 2 are the best. Very close race between them two. I will say this, Carter 4 may not have been one of his best works, but for him to be in the game as long as he is and to have as much competition, he's still there, and the Carter 4 still sold. Jay-Z and Kanye West actually had, like two like puns at Lil Wayne. They was going at him, you know, making little remarks, talking about how their CDs is better and stuff. And Lil Wayne sold millions more than they did when it released in a week. And so he showed that he can still come out with an album and beat even those who are considered masters in the game right now. Jay-Z, to me, is just all talk. I don't really like him as an artist. I know this is about Lil Wayne, but I just really personally do not like Jay-Z, so it made me feel good when he made a comment at Lil Wayne's album, and Lil Wayne was able to just let it sail, not really rebuttal. He actually did rebuttal in one of his lines on the Carter. He was talking about baby money, I got your baby money. I forget the line exactly, I don't know it by heart, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it's on, is it Up and Away? No, it's not Up and Away. I forget, but if I remember, actually I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good. So if you hear it's good, when he's talking about baby money, how much you love your lady money, that line, he's making a rebuttal back at Jay-Z. Look it up, do your research, Google that shit. It's good stuff. But once again, this is King Darius, Flirpap.com. Just giving you a little background on Carter 4 from Lil Wayne if you haven't heard it. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Thank you.